Hey guys, it's Derek here. Today we're going to be taking a look at a few different figures at different price points. Well, I guess one of them technically isn't a figure, but we're going to include it anyways. And we're going to see what is your most bang for your buck and what should you be collecting. We're going to go from low all the way to really, really high. So let's get started. To start us off, we're gonna go with something a little bit smaller. I have a Funko Pop. Now today we're gonna be looking at a lot of different Boa Hancocks from One Piece, and there's a limited few brands that actually make figures of this character. Funko Pop right here, very small, fairly inexpensive. You can get this for under $20 Canadian, and I'd still say it's a really good entry point. If we're talking about quality and quality control though, there's not a whole lot, but in terms of collectability, this is probably at the highest tier. I know a lot of people who keep these still sealed inside the boxes, but this one here has been removed from that. It has been unboxed. It still looks pretty decent, has a little bit of a cute charm to it. And honestly, don't listen to what people say online, whether they're hating on these or not. Collect whatever you like and makes you happy. I'd say though that the quality of the paint isn't the best, and the deco work on the portion of like her dress isn't that good either, but for the price, it's not bad. Still would consider this an entry point, but if you also want to fill out your collection really quick, this is one of the ways to go. Now, to move up a little bit higher in price, I did pick up a thing or two. This is a figure that has been on my list for quite a while, and that is the condescending version Masterlize X-Piece Boa. This is supposed to be a last one for Ichiban Kuji, which means if you were lucky, you might have been able to get the A prize within a ticket or two. But for this one, since this is technically a last one, you have to buy out everything else to get this. Now, what makes this super unique? Well, it's the pose. It's not a pose that you would normally see other higher end figure manufacturers or scale manufacturers even attempt. For example, Mega House would not come anywhere close to this, just because they don't know if it would sell. But for the price I paid, which was around $70 Canadian, I'd say it's not bad. Typically, you'd be paying kind of in that ballpark anyways for a last one, anywhere between 70 and 100 plus, depending on the size as well. But this one isn't so bad. Outside of the box, fairly standard affair when it comes to borderline prize figure quality stuff. But on the inside, it looks like we are getting a blister. So it's been a while since I've opened up something from this line, but it looks like they have improved since last time. But yeah, this one, picked it up at my local GameStop, which is now considered EB Games again in Canada. Funny story about that, but that's for another day. But I would say quality-wise, it looks pretty good so far. Base, completely clear, nothing on there. In case you don't like the busy bases that like the Figuarts Zero stuff has or the Porsche de Pirate, this might be a good option. Uh-oh. Oh, it hiccups. This is nicely wrapped in some plastic. All right. And Boa herself. Now, I mainly picked this up because it has the craziest pose. It's called the condescending version for a reason. In the anime, she thinks she's better than everyone else out there because she is beautiful and she points down on everyone else. So this is a figure that I really wanted to actually add to the collection. At a glance, it looks pretty good. I'd say like from this distance, like a foot or two, looks amazing. The closer you get, of course, the more you can pick it apart. There is some actual subtle shading on here. Nothing crazy, but I do see a little bit of shading. I mean, a little bit on the white, I think. Not too much. On the front side of the red portions of the dress, there is a little bit as well. And her face is kind of cursed, but well, you don't see the face from the front, so you don't gotta worry about that. As for all the other small, minor details, like the golden pieces on here, they look fairly well done, nothing crazy. The portions of the sleeves are not clear or anything. They're fairly okay painted on. I mean, it looks like a decal, but wasn't applied very well. The decal on the dress is pretty solid though. And certain portions of the body, you actually see some seam lines, kind of where the mold came together, which honestly would kind of have the dock marks for it. That's not great. On the bottom near the ankle, there's also a little bit there as well. But again, for $70, not terrible. If it weren't for such a crazy pose, I would probably never pick this up. But I can definitely see why people would be collecting a lot of these and adding them to the collection though. To move up one more step, we gotta go all the way to basically the only scale line for One Piece, and that is Portrait of Pirates. We got this right here. The Neo Maximum Portrait of Pirate Boa. Now this did come out a few years ago, so it's not new or anything, but this was also featured in the most recent poll for Maximums, so there's a chance this might get re-released. I know there's another version of the Maximum that's coming out, and we've also secured that already, so we will take a look at that when it comes in. Currently, this is going for about $1,000 Canadian or more, depending on where you are and how much you're willing to pay. But brand new, it's around $1,000. Retail was like $250, $300. So we're gonna go with the retail price and consider it a like $250, $300 figure. Otherwise, I think it'd be very unfair. Right away, you can see that the box design is much, much better than the other one. We got some clear windows to see everything, heart-shaped motifs, golden foiling around the side. It definitely feels like a premium product. So that's good. This has been one of my Grail pieces. I used to have this and then I sold it in order to help fund the resin statue that I bought. But hey, we all make mistakes and we're here now. We're back. It's back in our possession. Woo. I will say, this did come out a few years ago, I believe back in like 2019. So it's a older figure by today's standards, but I think it still holds up. Oh yeah, comes out basically all in one piece as well. We'll just toss you off to the side. More packaging, of course, to help protect her from scratches and everything. Very nice. We'll just pop her down here for now. And we also get the snake. This is the first version that we're looking at today that has her snake Salome, or the boa constrictor, or whatever the heck this thing is called. Now, this does also double up and act as her chair or throne or whatever you want to call it. And honestly, I think this is pretty solid. It's not crazy in terms of detail. All the paint parts, they look like they are almost molded in or inject molded in, but on further inspection, it might just be like a decal or something along those lines. Still very solid, nothing crazy there. On the backside, there is a whole bunch of detail with the underbelly side. All of this is painted really well with shading. All the panel lines are also done in there. The one thing that I know a lot of people have complaints about is the giant seam lines. Now I can understand how this would be difficult to kind of mold in one piece. And luckily it looks like they are kind of in the middle, right where Boa is going to be sitting. So I really wouldn't worry too much. And if you're looking at the back, well, who the heck's looking from the backside anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Face looks pretty anime accurate, which is nice, has that charm to it, and good ombre on the hair. So Salome, solid. As for Boa though, the star of the show here, she looks fantastic. I would argue to say that the facial expression is all right. It's not the best I've ever seen out there, but the small details definitely take it home. Like all the little ruffles in the outfit look really solid. The hair isn't crazy flowing or anything, but it's understandable because she's sitting on Salome here, so don't have to worry about that. As for the actual shading though, it is fantastic. The coloring on this is really, really good. The inside of the dress is nice and purple with some darker shading on the inside, and they also use purple as the pre-shading color, it looks like, for all of the white pieces. Also some blue on the inside there too. If they were to ever re-release this, I have a feeling they would go much more heavy-handed with the shading, kind of go crazy with the purples and blues, but as it stands, it's nicely done and it's not overdone, which I like. The red portions look really solid. I have to hand it to them. I'm really impressed with how they applied the decal. With how unique looking the decal looks, this is actually really, really solid. Same thing with the ones near the hands, right here near the cuffs. Those look pretty solid too. And there's also some subtle shading with like the knees and the feet, hands, chest. Very, very, very solid. I can definitely see why this would command the maximum price tag. It's obviously where Mega House does their best work. Now, I also heard a lot of people say that she leans backwards, but she looks very comfy. She looks super comfy sitting on the chair or the throne. Like, unless you're touching it, it's really not gonna move. Yeah, I think it's gonna fit right in with everything else. If we're gonna compare the sizes to these two, this is closer to 1/8 scale, or so they say, and this one looks like it's closer to 1/9 or 1/10. So if scaling is something that you're concerned about, definitely try to collect all from the same line. But this one, very beautiful, super, super solid, Hebi Hime. Okie dokie, gotta make room for the last one now, because this one's the big one. This is what you can get if you spend over $1,000 retail, and currently is about $2,000 brand new on the open market. Let me grab it. Ta-da! I honestly don't even know if you guys can see me at this point, because she's so friggin' big. This is the Jimmy Palace Boa Hancock. This is a 1/6 scale resin statue, and arguably one of the most beautiful renditions and recreations of Boa there is out there. Now, I will have to say, in terms of scale, this wins, hands down. Presence also wins, hands down. Accessories, all that, this one it's just so much better. For the price that you are paying, obviously, if you're talking about current day, being around $2,000, kind of insane if you think about it. But a lot of the scales on here are individually done. They look really solid. All the patches for the paint here are also kind of carved out, so you can see that. I will have to say though, in terms of actual paint apps, the Mega House version is still actually better. Maybe because there wasn't as much to do. It still is very, very solid. Like how they did the clear blue resin for the base. Also, all the little hearts that are on here for the slave arrow and her devil fruit ability look amazing. And of course, the marines that have been petrified because of her beautiful gaze. Very, very solid touch there too. Facial expression, I'd say it's probably the best of the bunch. And I also really do like how the portions of the hands, like the sleeve area, they're all clear there. The decal definitely isn't as solid as the Mega House one, but if we're talking about presence, you can't really beat this Boa. It's just huge. It definitely knows what it is, and it does a really, really good job at it. It also has LED lights. If you guys do want to see a full unboxing and review of this figure, I'll have that linked. You can go and take a look at that. But this is the most exclusive version as well, because they are highly, highly collectible. This one is 282 out of 309 international version. There are different versions for different areas. If I could keep one, I would definitely try to keep this one. But in terms of pricing, size, box size, and everything else, I would say most people would probably lean more towards the Mega House one. But I feel like the sweet spot for all of these is this one right here. I feel like this is the most bang for your buck, if we're being completely honest. You're not overpaying like $1,000 or $2,000. For $70, pretty much retail, you can walk into GameStop or EB Games or anything else like that and pick this one up. I think a lot of people will be fairly happy with this. And because of the unique pose being the closest to what Boa really is, I think this one might take the cake in terms of best value. If we're talking about presence, it's this one. Highest quality, it might be that one. And if you're just getting into it, go with that one. But of course, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. These are just my thoughts, of course. I would love to hear a little discussion. And if you like the video, make sure to like it. Make sure you're subscribed as well. We're on the road to 25,000 before the end of the year. So hopefully we can make that happen as well. My name is Derek, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys. And wanted to give an extra special shout out to all of our channel members. Thank you guys so much for making all of this happen and supporting the channel that way. If you guys want to get videos like this a little bit earlier, get exclusive emojis and loyalty badges, then I will leave a link in the description for where you can sign up. And an extra special shout out to our Pirate King, Hyper JJ. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you at the next one.